miss Douglas.
Is he not here?
No.
Oh, he was Buffalo, wasn't he? What? just Juan Cardona, is that?
Yeah.
Or Cardona?
Mm-hmm.
Harry Kirk.
We are with you live from beautiful Berea, Ohio. It's George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin-Wallace University for NPSL action between Cleveland SC and Niagara 1812. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Eli Maestros, joined alongside by Justin Dedrick on a glorious night in Berea, Ohio. We are getting set for match day 4 for Cleveland SC here against another New York foe, Niagara 1812, who makes the trip in to Northeast Ohio.
And you have to be feeling pretty good if you're Cleveland SC or a Cleveland SC fan. You're back at home. You survived the road trip. It's a tough road trip in the NPSL when you have to go up north for a little bit of time, spend some time there, play 2 games. You came away with a draw against Rochester. You came away with your second win of the season against Buffalo. Both your wins have come against Buffalo. You built that momentum back at home against a Niagara team who, Eli, we talked about a little bit in the pregame. If you attended the MySpace's pregame on X the Everything app, this team struggles a little bit defensively, and Cleveland SC can take advantage of that.
Definitely can. Like you said, struggle defensively. 11 goals allowed in 4 matches played. They have 1 win and 3 losses. Their 1 win actually came against that Rochester New York FC team that Cleveland drew to in a 0-0 tie midweek last week. So it'll be interesting to see because on paper, this matchup definitely favors Cleveland. But when you look at the results, the common denominator being that Rochester team, you've got a win for Niagara and a draw for Cleveland. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out as Cleveland is finally back home after that long road trip. We talked to head coach Joe Jovanovski. He said it is just such an advantage to be playing on your own home soil. You don't have to worry about the trip, stopping for food, sleeping in a hotel, the drive, who's sitting where in the van. It's wake up at whenever you want to, leave your house at 5, leave your apartment at 5, and show up and play some soccer.
Yeah, it's those added things that you don't normally think about, but it really makes a big difference, especially in a league like this. Like you said, we talked to Coach. He said, I can leave my house at 5:15. I can get here with plenty of time before the 7 o'clock game, be able to go through those warm-ups, get a nice pregame speech, talk to us a little bit, and then go out there and coach his team and just get them ready for the night. So it's definitely an advantage there. They look well rested. Of course, they had a little bit of time as well to get back and rest up before the road trip. But you've got a 2-game homestand here. Looking good for them. Again, you just kind of need to play your game. They haven't done anything other than that this season, and they've had success. You don't want to do anything too different, too fancy. Play your game. Come away with a nice win tonight. They'll get the job done. Coach believes in them.
Indeed, Cleveland in their home, striped orange and black, beautiful kits that look gorgeous as the sun starts to set here in Berea. Niagara in the all-white with the green numbers, their away kits, and it looks like Cleveland will be going right to left. They'll be going against the wind in the first half. The wind is howling here in Berea. If we get any shots of that large American flag on the south side of the stadium, it is all 50 stripes and 13 stars are pointed harshly to the right side. So they'll battle the wind in the first half, but have that advantage in the second in terms of long balls and other just running into the wind or out of the wind.
Yeah, that will make a big difference battling that in the first half because we talked to Coach, and he said getting ahead early is part of their game plan. You always want to play with that lead, get ahead, and to be able to get a little bit more comfortable and settle in once you have that lead. But that could hinder their strategy here. Playing against that wind, like you said, it's going to affect the long ball. It's going to affect the passes. It's going to affect the shots. So they might not be able to jump out to the lead that they'd want to. Might be a little bit more of a defensive-focused half for Cleveland SC and have to play with that win in the second half and pick it up a little bit.
Each team not playing a midweek contest during this week, so both teams should be well rested with their best 11 taking the pitch here this Saturday evening. Cleveland SC unbeaten. Niagara looking for their first win in 26 days. Pre-match formalities will be attended to, and then we're underway here from Baldwin-Wallace. Should be a fun one.
Always an exciting time being here at George Finnie Stadium. Of course, Eli, fun time with you as well here. We've got a lot planned for this one. Nice sponsor, some dad jokes. So if you want to hear those later on, we've got 25 of them to sprinkle in through. So we'll definitely have plenty of those for you guys.
See if you can keep a count at home and tweet at us.
Do any of them make you laugh? I'd like to know that as well.
X us on platform X, and we will respond accordingly as we're underway. And a long ball straight into the wind and straight onto the track, and a high press will be applied by the home side.
You already see the wind playing a factor because that one died immediately as it got into the air.
Alec Naguki takes one off the shins. The captain for Cleveland SC. Let's go about their lineup. First for the home side, it's the goalkeeper Alex Normandeau. Started the season opener here on this turf. Has not played since. It's been Colin Monroe who's gotten the start and the captaincy on the road trip. An early foul. Gabe Godding gets himself into trouble. And the Sydney, Australia native will not see yellow, I believe, but a stern talking to from our head official will do. The back four for Cleveland SC, it's Davide Carmignani, Rodrigo Bandera, who's played every minute of the season so far in a squad that's only allowed 1 goal in 3 games. Alec Naguki, the captain, and Alan Julian Jurkovic, who also has played all 270 minutes for the Orange and Black. The midfield is held down by the man who just picked up that foul, Gabe Godding, Brett Nanchoff, and Noah Sandahl, 2 Ohio natives. And up front, it is Hakeem Musaba, who scored a goal in the first game, and then 2 Uruguayans. It's Nico Romero and Luca Piazza up top and on the right. This is Musaba. Loses it off the touchline. It will go to Cleveland SC. We take a look at the Niagara chosen 11 for this evening. Starts in goal with Carson Provenzano, then Harry Kirk, Juan Cardona, and Deviar Walcott make up the back 3. Dominic Massaro, Luke Sabatino, and Xavier Cabada Perry in the midfield, with Isakoa ahead of them, and the front line of Jordan Nobe, Federico Cuj, and Drew Liardini is the chosen 11 for tonight. Another foul for Cleveland SC, as it seems evident they want to set a physical tone early with a couple of fouls on their defensive side of the pitch. Cross with a little too much mustard, easily handled by Normandeau.
Yeah, there's both advantages and disadvantages to setting that physical tone. Of course, there's the potential to kind of back Niagara off of their game plan if you're going to play physical, create some contact, but at the same time, you have the potential to get some cards and maybe get your team in a little bit of trouble.
Piazza taking on 3 defenders unsuccessfully. Niagara with a chance to run. Step over, left-footed fake shot. Still won't shoot it in the box, and Vandaria able to limit damage for now. There's a couple good opportunities for Jordan Nobe to get a shot off there. Chose to continue dancing and lost possession. Piazza has a lot of work to do, a 1-on-4. Excuse me, that's Nico Romero. And he will give it away, Carmignani. And now Naguki, the captain. Quite a progressive run from the center back, and he flips one up. Musaba, he's on the chase. Takes it in stride. Left foot cross, low in the box. Sent away by the defender for a throw. But how about Alec Naguki getting up the field as a defender and playing a beautiful through ball to Musaba?
He does everything for this team. Anything they need, of course, in that leadership captain role. He's going to fill any spot on the field. And we've seen him play in that middle area, kind of just going around, anchoring in Cleveland SC, whether it's offense or defense in that middle part.
Musaba, low ball all the way through. It's a swing and a miss from Piazza, who stays down. He is claiming he was contacted in the box. Nico Romero, the fellow Uruguayan, does well to keep it in. A calm move under pressure. As now it's Godding with a nifty move onto the left foot. Strikes off the foot of the keeper. Comes right back to him. A second chance. Blazes it over the bar. Some complaints from the Orange and Black. The referee having none of it, but an excellent chance early on for the hosts.
Yeah, you take those chances very early into the game. Might not have gone through, but for the first 3 minutes, you were kind of on that defensive side. That was the first real push that you had. You got a decent look off. You're going to be happy with that any day of the week.
Godding wins a foul in midfield. He's been the catalyst so far for Cleveland SC. Just got 2 shots off. 1 on goal and 1 blazed over the bar. It was a good save by Carson Provenzano, who was called into action for the first time. this evening. Good ball. Carmignani will chase. The Brisbane, Australia native near the touchline. Low ball in again. Trouble in the box. The center back falls down and the ball rolls to Provenzano. Danger so far for Niagara at the back.
Yeah, that's too dangerous every single time that they get back there. Niagara has not defended the box too well yet. Cleveland SC has really been scary when they've gotten in there.
Dominic Massaro slows it down for Niagara. Long ball played forward, carried too far into the hands of Normandeau. Naguki again with a promising forward run. Now we'll play it off to Carmignani. Dangerous pass. Berea has to just pop it up and out of bounds. Bit of an ill-advised look from Carmignani, who's a guy who Coach Jovanovski said has really stepped into a leadership role, especially on the road trip with the usual captain Alec Naguki out. He's been a guy who's been vocal both in the changing room and on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a good start to the season for Cleveland SC. Like you said, stepping into that leadership role on the road trip. That pass there was just too slow, too dangerous. He knows better. He'll fix that one up next time. But, again, we've seen this Cleveland SC defense throughout the entire season so far stand strong. So far tonight, they have been doing that, but you don't want to give easy opportunities to Niagara.
Carmignani, the captain for the Eastern Oklahoma State squad in 2024, where he earned all region honors, so definitely a guy that's not new to leadership. Piazza looking long, and that pass off the knee of Davier Walcott, and back to his netminder Provenzano. Carmignani, quite the career so far. He's played at 3 different schools in 3 years, hailing from Brisbane, Australia, the 6'1 junior. Now plays his ball at Felician University. Also attended Missouri State, and as I mentioned, was the captain for the Eastern Oklahoma State team in 2024. So a well-traveled left back. Dangerous touch by Cooge. Ball forward. Banderia, handles it appropriately. Walcott being pressured by Musaba, whose motor seems to just never stop, and he wins his team a throw-in in a good area.
Yes, those little hustle plays that you're never going to see show up really on a stat sheet or on a highlight reel or anything, but they make a huge difference in the game, and Musaba makes all of those plays.
Romero gets on the end of Carmignani's throw-in to the middle of the box. Nanchoff takes the touch, left-footed strike off his own teammate. Musaba was making a run near the middle, and he got in the way of the powerful strike of the midfielder Nanchoff. A little bit of friendly fire for Cleveland SC. Noah Sandahl wearing the 66 jersey that we've seen Jack Jenkins sport in games before. Jenkins on a vacation as his mother just retired. So shout out to Jack Jenkins' mother on retirement, and I hope you're enjoying your trip, maybe tuning in live on YouTube to watch his team play. He was also a guy when I asked Coach Jovanovski about the leadership roles. He said Jenkins is really a guy who stepped up in terms of just taking command with the captain, not making the road trip. He's played almost 4,000 minutes of collegiate soccer between Wright State and Ohio Dominican. He's been around the block a couple times, and he's enjoying his well-earned rest day. Carmignani handles the through ball and sends it into the far side bleachers.
Yeah, you always love having those experienced players on your team. Not only do they bring a lot of skill and practice for the game, but just a lot of knowledge and know and how the game works and how the season operates, how the locker rooms operate. I mean, you just have the experience in so many different aspects when you've played that much soccer.
Heavy touch by Niagara. Loses the chance in the favorable position, and now Nico Romero will pick up a foul. It's been kind of a tough draw for Niagara in the start of the season. They got to play a fellow New Yorkian foe in Rochester FC, and then after that it was the best teams in the league, or at least standings-wise.
Ahead in the table, yeah.
Ambassadors FC and the Erie Commodores, 3 straight matchups in the span of 2 weeks with those two teams, and they didn't have a lot of fun per se. I believe 11-1 the total scores, a 3-0 and 4-0 defeat to Erie, and then a 4-1 drubbing at the hands of Ambassadors. So definitely a span of games they want to forget, and that's a pass that Coach Jovanovski wants to forget. The hands are on the head, on the touchline. He's probably asking for a little more patience at this point. Here's an opening in the middle. Shot is whiffed on. And the player that's number 3, Kabata Perry, was claiming injury but is now back into the action. Fancy feet from Romero from a deep area. The striker pops in the middle. Carmignani on the run. Has some friends with him. Left foot across, low in the box. Musaba! A crucial block from Luke Sabatino on the doorstep.
That was a beautiful pass inside. Musaba got the foot on it. You can't ask for a better chance than that. That is one that Cleveland FC is going to really want back.
It was Carmignani from his defensive position flying up the field as an overlap fullback. And Musaba got a good amount of it. You can't really fault him. It was just an exceptional goal-saving block by Sabatino. Here is Musaba, the young man from Uganda. Driving near the corner of the 18-yard box. He'll have a strike, and that one didn't have a chance from off the foot. You can see the vision. He was hunting that top right corner.
You know, speaking of eyesight, Eli, actually, why don't soccer fans wear eyeglasses?
Justin, why don't they?
It's a contact sport.
Oh. If you thought that was funny, tweet us, X us, at Soccer CLE. This game in partnership with Dad Stand Up CLE Justin will be telling some riveting dad jokes throughout the game.
Did you enjoy that one?
You know, I don't think soccer's a contact sport. That's a whole different debate. But I like the idea of where that was going, and I'm excited to see what's next. What's next for Cleveland SC is figuring out this Niagara press. They've been able to do it so far, and it's with space like this for the captain Naguki. Rough deflection off a defender, able to recover for Normandeau. Being chased by Issakoa. Looks like the front man for Niagara today. Long ball attempted, and the wind will knock it down nicely for Piazza. The Uruguayan drives the box onto his left foot. Loses it, still bouncing. Carmignani thought he might have a chance. Loses it, now is in chase mode. And now Niagara with an opening. On the far side, it's Nobe. Trying to get away from the nagging Sandahl. He goes down near the box. It'll be a foul. And Sandahl will see yellow. Excuse me, that's Julian Jurkovic will see yellow here in the 14th minute after that tackle on Nobe. Kind of a desperation move. Not the worst idea in the world, but definitely a strategic yellow card, a strategic foul from Jurkovic. Shuts down the run that Nobe had, and now he will have a free kick in a dangerous position.
Yeah, it was a great hustle play. Nobe started to slow down his approach a little bit. It allowed Jurkovic to catch up and try to knock that one away. You're not too upset at the card there. You'd rather stop that rush and get back into your defensive set.
It will be Nobe who will attempt the free kick about 27, maybe 26 yards away from the goal of Alex Normandeau. The right footer on the left hash of the football field. Shots away, Normandeau palms it away for a corner kick. An important save from Alex Normandeau, his first of the game.
Yeah, it's a great one, too. Got full up in the air, the full extension, arms out, little dolphin dive action. Got the hands on it. Great job.
Decent strike from No, put in a dangerous area, but nothing Normandeau can't handle. But now the corner kick from the near side corner. Juan Cardona will deliver. It's low, and it's easily away for now. Although still in the box, Piazza with a good challenge. Musaba will track it down and lift it over for Piazza. 3-on-1 for Cleveland SC. Piazza's pass for Romero had a little too much on it. A wasted chance for the hosts. Now they'll have to reset at the back. Gotting's first touch in a while. Tried to play a 1-2, goes in with a beautiful challenge, keeps the ball, but then is blocked by the fellow midfielder for Niagara. I'm loving watching Gabe Gotting fly around and insert himself into some tackles.
Yeah, he's not afraid to get into the action, into the play every single time. He wants to be there on the ball.
Gotting with a goal and assist this season. Has started all 3 games, just the goal. Scored last game at Buffalo. Was a beautiful strike from just outside of the 18-yard box on a second ball that fluttered into the net. Nanchoff's spinner sent up the field. Normandeau will wait patiently for the ball to come into his box and distribute quickly to Naguki. Naguki to Nanchoff, 2 Cleveland high school soccer legends linking up. Piazza plays one through. Jurkovic is going to have to give it his all to get there, and he will. He'll slow it down to the touchline. Right-footed cross off the rear end of Sabatino, and it will be the first Cleveland SC corner of the night. Brett Nanchoff will take the North Royalton High School alum. International experience in Greece, Canada, and Sweden. The lefty will deliver. Dangerous ball into the box. Swing and a miss on the punch from Provenzano, but a defender right there to help him out. As Naguki gives chase deep into the corner, and it will be a goal kick. Provenzano a little lucky there. He went, it's for a goalie, it's a big decision on whether to go for the punch or the catch. He went for the punch, came up empty, but a defender was stationed right behind him and was able to avert danger. Cleveland SC wins the ball back on the far side. Piazza looking for Musaba off Provenzano. Miscommunication from the defense. Musaba somehow retains possession. It was about a 5-on-1.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Niagara didn't clear that one. You need to get out of the box against this team.
Piazza's left-footed cross is turned away. And then a header back to the goalie of Provenzano, able to keep it inside the lines. And Romero called for a foul on the goalkeeper. Almost 20 minutes in here from Baldwin Wallace. Still no score between the teams. Banderia to Naguki. Naguki, nifty feet, gets the head to Musaba. He runs into trouble in the form of Kuj, who brick walls a couple of orange and black players and then will apologize to the referee in midfield as the pass from Gotting went long.
Yeah, a lot of contact and falls in that middle area part of the field. Just need to clear it out, play on the outsides. That's where Cleveland SC has made their run. On that far side of the field over towards the benches, they've had a lot of their long ball success and their running success on that side.
Foul in midfield. As Niagara will send some troops forward. Nanchoff picks up the whistle. Kabata Perry Distributes to Cooch. He'll try his hand at a long ball, and Normandy will call fair catch and field it at the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Cleveland SC. Carmignani back to his captain, Naguki. Naguki was named to the NPSL Rust Belt Conference starting 11 and made the Midwest Region starting 11 for the NPSL in 2022 as a member of Cleveland SC, one of the few returners on the roster. Romero's step over goes straight into the lap of a Niagara player. Nanchoff taking his time in the midfield. He's got a lot of it. Decides his best option is out wide with Carmignani. Noah Sandahl shifting to the middle. Gotting. The Australian out wide to Jurkovic. Now Piazza. Looking to make a run inside between 3 defenders. Loses it. Cardona takes it away. And Banderia there on cleanup duty. If there's a best hair award in the NPSL, it's got to be Davide Carmignani.
Just the flowing locks there. All the curls.
He's got the mustache to boot.
It's just shining in the sun.
Musaba's got to track down the long ball from Banderia, but not before the assistant's flag goes up for offside. First time Musaba has been caught offside, although not unfamiliar for the Ugandan. Played last year at VCU. Scored a couple of goals and 13 appearances as a substitute. From Kampala, Uganda. One of many nations represented not only in the starting 11, but the entire team. As there's a Portuguese header by Banderia. Now the Australian Carmignani. To Musaba. Flying challenge from Daviar Walcott will roll all the way back to the Canadian goalkeeper. Banderia carries. It looks like Niagara's comfortable with the Cleveland SC center backs taking that space and trying to force them to shoot a long ball deep with the wind in their face. Romero, heavy touch. Gives it away, and then Niagara with the nicety, that almost Canadian niceness. The kindness, per se, not niceness. I don't think that's in the Merriam-Webster.
I feel like there's a lot that's not in the Merriam-Webster that's used quite often these days.
These kids and their lingo, I tell you. Player down in the midfield area, that's Xavier Cabada Perry. Looks like there is some action on the Niagara touchline. One of their substitutes flailing his limbs in anticipation of possibly making an impact in this game. We're 23 and a half minutes in half number 1. Between Niagara 18-12 and Cleveland SC. Cleveland SC unbeaten through 3 games. Won their home opener 3-0 here at Baldwin Wallace against the Buffalo Stallions, and then went on the road and drew 0-0 with Rochester, and then beat the Buffalo Stallions in the return match 2-1. Niagara in a dangerous position. Normandy forced to make a save, and the tap-in is put away. Out of nowhere, Niagara takes the lead. Some sloppy defending from Cleveland SC. Normandy had a word for his defense. And Niagara strikes first.
Yeah, there's not anything Normandy can really do. He had to extend to the side on the ground to get that first shot. It was knocked off of his hands. Nobody was there to clear it for Cleveland SC. You need to be there in the middle to help out your keeper. Nobody was there. Free run up in the middle for Niagara, and that's going to put them ahead And we talked to Coach. He didn't want to fall behind. You wanted to play with that lead early, get that lead, jump out, and be able to settle in and be comfortable. Now you've fallen behind. Niagara still has the wind on their side for another 20-plus minutes in this half, and they've just gotten the momentum up. You cannot afford any more mistakes like that. You have to shore up your defense now at this point because that's the strong suit of your team, and you can't be giving up those easy ones.
There was a 10-player meeting for Cleveland SC after that goal, and it was led, I believe, by Noah Sandahl, who's only a sophomore in college and a group with a lot of experience. He's a junior at Detroit Mercy, but he's a guy who's played for Cleveland SC before, one of only 2 players on the pitch to have represented the Orange and Black before this campaign. As the newly brought on sub Liam Felice of Niagara takes one to the noggin. Welcome to the game, Mr. Felice. Ball over the top for Musaba. Might have a bit too much for the Ugandan to track down. Off for Niagara, Xavier Kabata Perry picked up a knock. And it looked like he was going to try to play through it, but eventually had to take a seat on the bench. With that injury, he was limping over on the far sideline. Jurkovic's cross is blocked by the back of Nobe. Nanchoff whips one in a dangerous area, but not dangerous enough to cause a problem for Carson Provenzano. Wearing the all pink as the goalkeeper for the visitors.
It's a pretty stylish look. I've got to say, I kind of like it. Stands out against the rest.
I think it's probably my favorite color for a goalie to wear is that all pink. Either that or yellow.
I think it depends on the yellow for me. I wouldn't want like highlighter yellow.
I think
more of a golden yellow.
I think I would.
You would want a highlighter
Stand
yellow.
out.
I think a nice like highlighter teal would look good.
Naguki makes one miss, but runs out of room on the touchline and takes it off his left foot for a Niagara throw. Good defending by Davier Walcott. His right side defender, rocking 27 in the Niagara gold and white. Offsides called on Kirk. Now a chance for the hosts to run. They haven't been able to do much of that so far. They've had a couple chances when they get in transition and have their counterattack at full strength, but so far it's been a lot of this, trying to find openings in this relentless Niagara defense. There's one. Musaba over the top. Makes his run into the box. Low left-footed cross again, all the way through, and almost an own goal. Harry Kirk put it wide of the left post. And Niagara, once again, escapes danger on those low crosses, but you have to think at some point one of those is going to squeak in.
Yeah, that's another really good cross, and that's a couple times now. And Cleveland SC has had one in the middle with guys there and an opportunity. It just sneaks through. Niagara got really lucky to poke that one away because there were 2 Cleveland SC players back behind and ready to boot that one in.
Gabe Goding will cross it in. Off of Carmignani, Piazza towards goal. Slowly into the hands of Provenzano. One corks, a beautiful pass ahead. Koa trying to find space, brought down by Jurkovic. But they'll say that it was on Koa. A dangerous play for Cleveland SC near their own box, but they get the benefit of the call.
There's a lot of contact going on now after that one.
The referee blows his whistle. I believe it's because the ball hit him. And he brings it back and drops it down for Nanchoff. We're back underway with Luca Piazza to his fellow Uruguayan and college teammate Nico Romero. Little back heel unsuccessful, and Sandahl will go chasing. Each team with 3 shots on net here as we approach the 30-minute mark. About a third of the way done from George Finnie Stadium. Musaba through to Nanchoff. Here's a chance. Provenzano eats up ground, and Nanchoff was offside anyhow. Piazza with a bit of cheekiness standing in front of the quick free kick from Provenzano. He'll get a strong talking to from our head official. Long ball forward. Jurkovic will handle accordingly. Niagara tries to set up some possession. They do with some fancy footwork from Sabatino. Now into the corner. It's Issakoa. Good touch it down in the box, and a second was imminent for Niagara. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. And I believe Jordan Nobe ripped it high over the bar. That was scary if you're a Cleveland SC fan.
Yeah, too close for their liking, and Nope really wants that one back. I mean, you can just see it after that shot. You know he's thinking about it.
Romero flies into a header and brings it down for Piazza. The Uruguayans link up once again. Then the University of Cumberland's teammates. Romero looking for an outlet, finds Gotting. Now Carmignani, there's an Australian link up, but Carmignani with a miscommunication sends it right to Provenzano, who will take his sweet time before picking the ball up, waiting for a challenge from Romero. Up 1-0 is Niagara 18-12. Looking for their first win since May 4th when they beat Rochester, New York FC. Naguki once again given plenty of room to drive into. Really doesn't seem to bother Niagara that the captain has all this room. Musaba has actually switched over to that far side. He and Piazza have switched from right and left wing. He loses it out onto the track. Not much happening for Cleveland SC at the moment. A very low line for Niagara, and it's evident that they are completely okay with doing this for 60 minutes and trying to protect that 1-goal lead.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for them to do anything different because Cleveland SC, they've threatened a few times, but they've made too many mistakes on the offensive end, too. You're not going to trust them.
The left-footed shot from Romero scuttles into the stomach of Provenzano. And another shot on target that really didn't have much thump to it. As Cleveland SC remains in search of that equalizer. Nifty footwork in the middle by Cardona. He carries all the way up deep into Cleveland SC territory. Possession lost, and here comes Gotting, who rifles a pass for Romero. Had no chance to bring that down successfully. Gets discarded by Cuj. Federico Cuj will actually have a good saunter up the field. Mixed up two words there. And now Musaba called for a foul on Cuj. And it seems like some frustration is boiling over for the home side. We saw them finally give up their first goal of the season against Buffalo in their third match. And in that game, they immediately responded with 2 goals, but here it seems to have put them at odds with each other.
Yeah, Musaba hooked that arm around the head of Cuj. I mean, you just can't do that. It's almost a little mini headlock. And yeah, that frustration, it is kind of getting to them. The physicality is there, but there's a good mix and a good balance between frustration and physicality, and they're way more on the frustration side at the moment.
Normandeau with heels on his own goal line. Pats it down and will distribute straight to a Niagara player. heads in hand for the coaches on the bench. Low cross. Berea handles. And Piazza and Musabov switch back to their original wings they started on. Romero holding the ball deep in his own zone as a striker. Sandahl loses it. Koa's through ball too much for Nobe. You can sense the frustration from Cleveland SC. They can't seem to find any openings in this Niagara defense, which has been quite vulnerable to this point. 11 goals in 4 games allowed.
Yeah, I mean, when you give up that many goals, too, on the flip side, you have a lot of opportunities to learn how to improve your defense. You know, we'll go back and watch the film and see what you can do better. So they've had the opportunity to do that before this game, but it almost just looks to me, Eli, that Cleveland SC doesn't have the energy today. They're just not playing with that extra pep in their step. The extra hustle hasn't been there. Niagara's outrunning them by a mile.
That was a little bit too easy of a through ball. Jurkovic got caught ball watching. Koa into the path of Liardini. He'll strike, and Normandeau barely gets a glove on it to pop it over the bar. Liardini with a dangerous shot. And it will be a corner kick. The 5th Niagara shot of the half.
Yeah, I mean, that's another huge save, but at some point the defense has to help Normandeau out. He's doing everything he can. He's made some incredible saves. But the rest of the team, the rest of the defenders need to figure out how to just clear it, how to make life easier for Normandeau.
I mean, even on the Niagara goal, it was off of a save made by Normandeau originally. Nanshaw for Romero has runners to his side and took a little too much time to make a decision. Godding with the cleanup work to Musaba. Chests it down to Piazza. Piazza driving to the inside, and a heavy touch gives it away. More feeling of disbelief for Coach Jovanovski on the far sideline. Although there's a break, Jurkovic runs into an interception and gives to Captain Naguki. Crosses the ball in the Wallace logo. Brett Nanchoff to Sandahl. And he'll send Jurkovic chasing. About 7 minutes and change left in this first half. 1-0 Niagara, 18-12. It's been all Niagara as of late after the first maybe 10 minutes. They've really taken over with this possession-based defensive style of play, making Cleveland SC make the mistakes.
Yeah, SC had that one really good shot early on into the match. And then a couple chances on some nice crosses, but just haven't broken their way. But since then, the last 15 minutes has really been all Niagara. They've been on the attack. Cleveland SC's defense has just been stumbling. The frustration starting to boil over for them as well. Normandeau is certainly frustrated with his defense.
Jurkovic almost succumbs to the press. His pass tipped into Piazza's direction. He's got nothing to do but play it right back to Berea. Dangerous pass. Normandeau's got to come out of his cage and lift it for Sandahl, who flicks it through. Musaba onside. Heavy touch on the left side. Left-footed shot right through the legs of Provenzano. Just what the doctor ordered for Cleveland SC. Out of nowhere, an equalizer in the 39th minute. Hakeem Musaba has his second on the season.
And that's a huge play. A beautiful pass cross field to Musaba. He uses incredible speed to outrun that. A nice touch. And I thought Provenzano was there. Just it took the nice curve and bounce off the field to go right through the legs. There was a little extracurricular activities after the goal that the referee is still talking to both teams about.
I believe Berea and Godding were both trying to get the ball out of the net to restart play quickly, but the goalkeeper didn't let him. But how about Hakeem Musaba? Gianni on the spot. not much build-up play. He was just given a lot of green to work with. And he's got 2 goals in as many home matches. The Ugandan winger has been the stalwart on the attacking side for Cleveland SC.
Yeah, just uses his incredible speed to outrun everybody to get to that pass and set himself up with a nice angle and a nice positioning.
So 5 to play in this first half. 1-1. Cleveland SC and Niagara 18-12. What's been a frustrating first half for the home side. Romero called for offsides. That was not a bad look for Piazza, but Romero definitely in offside position prior to the pass. Ball clipped over the top. Koa. Chest sit down for Kuj. Koa. Nifty move near the touchline. Can he keep it in? He does, but it's right into the hands of Normandeau, who wants to run. But now he will slow it down. Not many options viable for the Canadian goalkeeper. Long ball played forward. Kuj thought he had trouble with it. Instead, it's Provenzano who collects, and now the referee needs to get a hold on this situation with Romero. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a card here. Maybe telling him, next small thing you do, no matter how small it is a yellow card. Excuse me, that's Piazza over on that far side.
Yeah, just that short leash. You don't want to give too many warnings. I mean, don't want any of those extra activities, trash talking, the extra physicality. At some point, you've got to put a stop to it.
Naguki's through ball right into the hands, excuse me, the chest of a Niagara player, and it's Kuj who just boots it past the goal. Jurkovic doing a lot of heavy lifting on that far side. Now Piazza into a curtain of white jerseys. Makes his move to the outside. Avoids the slide. Still on his feet with the ball, and eventually just runs out of room.
Yeah, he was trying to just half spin around, look for some type of angle. Just didn't have any. That was great defense by 18-12.
Carmignani battling with Liardini. Haven't called Carmignani's name much since the early part of this game. He's kind of taken more of a defensive role rather than trying to push up on that right side as we've seen in the past. Here he is with the ball. Gets two-hand shoved by Liardini and wins a foul for Cleveland SC, and will just go on about his day. No extracurriculars, no jawing, just a jog up the field.
Now, Eli, speaking of extracurriculars on the field, why did the chicken get ejected from the soccer game?
I couldn't tell you.
Foul play.
I don't get it.
Foul, F-O-W-L.
Still not clicking for me. What is?
You know what foul play is? It's like a dirty play.
Oh yeah.
Foul play.
So.
But foul is in the chicken. You see?
I don't mean to lower my IQ for the listeners here, but F-O-W-L is not ringing a bell in my head.
It's another word for like a bird.
Okay, that's a bad look for me, and I understand that. I'm a college student. Should probably understand what that means. Gabe Gotting with a left-footed shot up and over both crossbars, not a play.
I'll pick an easier one to understand for the next one. Don't worry.
Yeah, some more like lower-level words. You know, maybe not much vocabulary in there, like foul with a W.
It's always nice to learn a new word, though, when you can. That's your word of the day.
Word of the day. My word of the day is brouhaha. Because I think we might get one soon. Because these teams seem to not like each other. Great ball forward from Nanchoff using the top of his dome, and then he fires one through the legs of Musaba.
See Musaba smiling. He had no chance to ever catch that pass or get to it.
Walcott throws it in. Seven players in about a 3-yard radius. And it will be Noah Sandahl who has the last touch out of bounds. We've hit the 45th minute. Here in the first half, we'll see how much time our official puts on his watch. Naguki wears one off the shoulder and pops it up for Carmignani, who tried to give it right back, right into the waiting grasp of Koa. Through ball, Liardini will go chase and won't have enough pace to catch up to that pass as we're a minute in to added time. Godin carries forward. Sandahl was a little too far in his run. Walcott will try to spark something late. Liardini past a falling Naguki who sticks a foot out and slows down any momentum. Our scoreboard has 46-33 as the unofficial game clock. The only official game clock we have is on the watch of our head referee. Looks like Walcott will come forward for a long throw. Into a dangerous area. Sandahl deposits. Felice kicks it out of bounds, and that'll do it for the first half. A half dominated by Niagara 18-12, but the scoreline shows a different story. 1-1 between Cleveland SC and Niagara 18-12. Justin, any thoughts on that first half?
You know, I mean, like, you really hit on the nail. Niagara dominated, and yet somehow Cleveland SC is still tied. You got a lucky break on that nice pass and shot by Musaba, but you cannot let Niagara control the pace of the game in the second half like they did in the first half. You're going to be playing with the win, which you mentioned in the pregame is super important. However, you really need to shore up your defense and get more offensive opportunities.
I believe we're going to send it down to Joey Germasic for a halftime chat with Coach Jovanovski. And barring any technical difficulties, we'll get some words from the skipper.
He's getting something adjusted.
Good. All right. So here with Coach. So halftime, you guys got one late. I know we talked before, it's just part of the game plan of scoring early. You guys didn't get one early, but how important is it, for the guys to get one late into the first half?
I mean, to be fair, we didn't generate much, too much dribbling, forcing things. I'm losing my voice. It's halftime. It was crucial for us to get the goal, but we just got to be better.
And you guys conceded first off of the deflection by your keeper, the save that he did. Plays like that, what do you tell your team after stuff like that happens?
You just got to keep going. But when you give them fouls, you give them chances, and you give them hope, that's what happens.
And then before we let you go, message in the locker room going into halftime.
I haven't thought that far yet.
Thanks, Coach. Yeah, good. It worked. Yep. Finally.
Second half from George Finnie Stadium. I'd like to remind you today's game is brought to you by Dad Stand Up CLA.
Dad Stand Up CLA brings together dads from across Northeast Ohio to connect, build community, and show up for their families in the city we all share. As a local chapter of Dads for All, we create space for fathers to meet other dads, form real friendships, support one another, and be part of something bigger than themselves. Whether you're a new dad, a seasoned pro, or somewhere in between, there's a place for you here. We invite dads who care about their kids, their community, and the kind of world we're building together. Through social events, volunteer opportunities, family outings, and community action, we're building a network of dads across Cleveland who believe that when dads show up together, powerful things can happen. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads at Dad Stand Up CLE.
And the dads right now probably not thrilled with the 1-1 deadlock we have as we start the second half. I'm Eli Maestros, joined alongside by Justin Dedrick and Joey Germasic. Joey, talk to us about that first half and what do you want to see in the second?
Yeah, so for Cleveland FC, I mean, we talked to Coach before. You guys probably mentioned it, but he said a lot of, like, just get the ball in early, press them early.
The substitute, Abdu Faye, comes off the bench and finds open green, but pushes it just wide of the goal. Sorry about that, Joey. He got excited, tried to score while you were talking. What do you have to say?
No, I just don't think there was enough, like, press early, and then, you know, obviously they got one late, like, last, like, couple minutes into the half, but I think that just shows that, like, some of the hard work that the guys on the field, like, they want to get this win. They conceded early off, I say, a weird deflection by the goalkeeper, got a hand on it, and then just fell to a Niagara player in the middle of the field, put one in, but I think just getting a goal right before halftime, I think, was really crucial for them, especially right now, like, some press. We have a guy down on the field for Cleveland.
Can't see across. See the number. It's blocked by.
I believe that's Hakeem Musaba. Not good to see the goal scorer for Cleveland SC writhing in pain on the ground.
Not at all. He's really down, too.
Only one change at halftime for the home side. It was Abdu Faye who had that early chance. He scored the first goal of the season against Buffalo 43 seconds into the game and has a start, two starts, 2 appearances, a goal, an assist, and a yellow card in 120 minutes. Musaba on his feet. Good sign. Likely will take a minute or two off before re-entering the game. Drop ball. We're back in play with Gotting. Believe it's the same 11 that ended the half for Niagara. Only bringing 4 subs on this trip to Cleveland. I don't believe any of them, besides the early sub, Liam Felice, who came on due to an injury from Xavier Cabada-Perry. Believe it is the starting 11 besides that change. That was in about the 25th minute. Jurkovic to Faye. Faye, a bigger striker, definitely provides more of a hold-up option for Cleveland FC if they decide to go that route. Carmignani concedes to the pressure by Liardini.
Yeah, now it's not as big of a factor as it was in the pregame, but Cleveland SC is playing with the same direction as the wind now in the second half. It's just going to make passing a little bit easier. I mean, that long ball there, that sky ball by Niagara, it kind of just died as it hit its top point. I mean, you're playing with the wind. Those are going to carry. Those are going to go far. And it's going to allow for guys like Musaba, who we've seen use his speed already for a goal, be able to run underneath those.
Ridiculously good through ball from Felice that Nobe got on the end of. Piazza wins the ball back and then is fouled immediately by Felice, who will see yellow and enter our referee's book. Only the second yellow card handed out by our head official. The other went to Julian Jurkovic in the 14th minute. This one to Liam Felice of Niagara in the 50th. Musaba is back on the pitch, which is a good sign for himself and Cleveland SC, the only goal scorer for the Orange and Black today. His second tally of the season. Noah Sandahl distributes to Berea. Jurkovic's layoff did not have enough steam to get to Nanchoff, and Niagara takes over with their captain, Juan Cardona. High press from Niagara leaves a lot of room for Musaba. Can he use some of that agility that you just talked about, Justin? Foul called on Massaro, as the referee has definitely come into this half with the idea to make this game a little less chippy than it was in the first half, enforcing judgment early. Sandahl tried his luck from about 40 yards out. Fay flicks into the corner. Piazza with a high touch gets onto it near the corner. Rockets it off the defender, then off himself, and it will go out for an unlucky goal kick.
Yeah, I really expect the referees to almost try to negate the majority of contact here in this second half, just due to the amount of aggressiveness and physicality there was in the first half. There were some cards, there were some talks. I mean, there were a couple meetings between the referee and some players as well. You just need to shut that down. You don't want that to carry into the next half. So I think it'll be a little bit more of a tightly called half.
Definitely some hot heads from both teams in that first half. Naguki with a good scoop touch to keep it away from the press, but Jurkovic pops it right up back into the air. Good touch from Nobe to bring it down. Koa with a strike. Normandeau saves. Jurkovic on the end of it gets rid of it. Normandeau answers the call yet again without much help from his defensive line. Nanchoff's heavy touch. And Walcott takes the ball and Nanchoff. Play resumes with Carmignani. The Australian moves inside, lays it off. A chance for Cleveland FC. Driving into the box. Shot off the post. Oh, Piazza with a golden opportunity and strikes the iron.
That was such a good run, too. Such a good angle. Just needs to be a little bit more towards the middle. He had it.
And our referees will say that it did take a touch, and Gabe Godding will retrieve the ball for a corner kick.
Oh, they're making him run all the way out to the track.
The ball kids over on the 15-yard line must be Niagara fans.
They seem a little distracted.
Yeah, they are about roughly 4 years old max. Maybe 6, I'd say.
I'm a really bad judge of age, so I have no idea.
Godding whips it in. It goes all the way through untouched for a goal kick. It was a really good spot from Godding from the corner, but no dice for Cleveland SC. Piazza drops into a split to kick it over the touchline. Sabatino will defer on the throw. A long throw it is. Jurkovic to Piazza, the Uruguayan to Gabe Godding in the middle. Godding's pass squeaks by. Musaba move to the middle, now to the outside. Back to Piazza. Clattering of boots, and the linesman says that it was the black boot that touched it last. Berea defers to Naguki. The captain has kind of had a uncharacteristic game, and that's another uncharacteristic pass from one of the most seasoned veterans on this team, and another giveaway from Naguki. He did not make the road trip to New York, so maybe some rust setting in, although he was dominant in the squad's 3-0 season opener. He was the captain of this Cleveland SC team, as Gabe Gotting took a cleat to the leg. He hobbles off onto the track. Referee wanted to play advantage. Instead, will bring play back, and Gotting is really not happy with our official. He's had a couple times where they've each had stern words for each other, probably just discussing dinner plans or what they want to do tonight in the beautiful city of Cleveland. Gotting looking for recommendations from Sydney, Australia.
There's a lot of great places to go around here in the area, around downtown.
Lots of good Australian history in Cleveland sports, too.
That's true.
Matthew Dellavedova, Cleveland Cavalier legend. And then
Jamie Gillen, former Cleveland Browns punter.
Scottish.
He's Scottish. What's
The
he
Scottish
doing?
Hammer. I do fear.
Why do I think he was Australian? That sounds like
Yeah,
an
it's
Australian
a similar.
name. Scotland doesn't count, does it?
I don't think so.
Is that not part of the territory?
Maybe if it was New Zealand.
New Zealand would count. Okay.
I don't know. That might get us in hot water for saying that. So, two different entities are New Zealand and Australia. Looks like we have a sub. 16 in orange and black, and I don't think who came off for him. Piazza. Piazza will head to the bench after a interesting day, a hard-working day. You can't deny that. Nanchoff's ball in, headed away by Niagara. Onto the boot of Abdu Faye. Faye with a dangerous ball in for Naguki. And after the goalkeeper claimed that cross, Sandahl knocks it out. Actually, it will be a Cleveland throw. Whistles are blowing. There's kind of some chaos. This game has kind of gotten away from our officials, if I do say. It's
there's just a lot of conversation, a lot of extra things going on. They're really trying to shut down on it, but these two teams, don't want to say bad blood, but there's a little bit of stuff going on down there that they're not too happy about.
Faye turns towards the middle. His pass deflects from a shin guard to Jerkovic. And Berea, who's played every minute this season. If my math is correct, I'm not going to try. Nope, not going to embarrass myself again. 327 minutes.
Yeah, so you had to have some confidence in yourself, Eli.
Of the possible 327 Cleveland SC has played, Musabug topples over to no call. Walcott's going to take a run for Niagara as they look to spark something and retake the lead. Walcott's pass might have overcooked it. And Jurkovic off of Felice, then off of himself. It will be a throw for Niagara going right to left. In their white kits with the gold numbers. Will we have another sub? On this far side, I believe. I think it's Red Nishida who came in the game for Piazza. I do not have the numbers for the Cleveland SC players. Well, I've got the number of Brett Nanchoff, who will take a seat. I believe that's O'Neal Mitchell, the center back coming in. And I think that means Alec Naguki, the captain, will push up to midfield. We saw this in the season opener when Naguki showed his versatility by playing the holding midfield spot. So Nanchoff to the bench. On comes, believe that's O'Neal Mitchell, the 6'3" Jamaican.
Yeah, and it does look like Nishida is the other one to come on for Cleveland SC. Just bringing in some fresh legs, making those substitutions, trying to ramp the energy back up. Still a tie game.
Ren Nishida from Kanagawa, Japan, went to Tokai Sagami High School. Plays at Rio Grande. Came off the bench in the season opener with an assist. He started a game on the New York trip and has played 98 minutes total. Provenzano makes no mistake, boots that almost 50 yards, 50 plus yards down the field. Davide Carmignani with a long throw into the feet of Faye, and Faye trips up Walcott for a foul. Play resumes quickly. Niagara wants to work quick. Nishida, good challenge. And then gets dispossessed off the ball. Nobe towards the middle of the field. Now switches sides to Walcott. Tries a long ball in the air. And actually it became kind of a challenging save for Normandeau. Not necessarily challenging, but more interesting than it should have been. As Sabatino's header had some funky spin and was projected to land in that top corner of the goal, but the Canadian makes no mistake, makes his 5th save of the match.
Yeah, and he's had an incredible day. I mean, so far, Niagara has gotten through. They've had good chances, and even the one goal that they have been able to sneak through was off of a save. There was nothing Normandeau could have done about that one. He has had just such a good day.
Banderia's long ball sails over the heads of all 22 on the pitch. Nishida sticks out a shin, makes a play. Now here comes Cleveland with a chance to run. Sandahl leaves it. Nishida wants to cross. Will take a touch towards the goal line. It will go out for a corner. So a little hesitancy from Ren Nishida, but he does end up winning the corner, which Gabe Gotting will take. Numbers forward for Cleveland SC. They send the big fellas up from the back. Carmignani in there. Naguki, Mitchell, Fay, Musaba. Ball low from Gotting. Taken away by Niagara and making Cleveland SC chase. Nobe with a stop and start on Nishida, and it's Mitchell who needs to escape danger and does with Sandahl. Near side turn from Sandahl now to Naguki. And the captain will go to the middle to Gotting, and another sloppy pass. Ball forward from Node. Tough angle for Koa. Issakoa turns towards the middle. And a good interception by Mitchell puts an end to that spell of danger. This game has gotten a little bit end-to-end as of late. Fay is called offside. It was close, but I do think Abdou Fay had a boot across the last line of defense. But I like how open this game has got. Teams using their athleticism, they want to run.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit more free, it seems like, in the second half. And that's for both teams. They're trying to get those long balls through, those through passes, make them run underneath it, use that speed, use that athleticism, try to push the pace.
Federico Cuge will get things back underway with a simple tap pass. Plays the game of catch with his teammate. I believe that's Walcott. Yep. Only one sub used. Oh no, a sub just came on actually for Niagara, that right winger. That is one of the Clarks. 2 Clarks listed, Amore and Andre. We'll see when he turns around and gives us a number to look at. Which of the 2 Clarks? Maybe some relation, I'm not sure. That's the number 9, Amore Clark, on the ball for the first time. Gives it up, Koa. One more pass, right-footed strike. Very slow off the foot of Mitchell. Massaro not able to get much behind it and drive it through the legs of Mitchell. Normandeau easily collects.
And you saw that back line of defense for Cleveland SC really just didn't move. They didn't back up at all. Didn't give Niagara any space to work closer to the goal.
Harry Kirk deposits that ball into the windshield of my car. All the way into the parking lot. My Toyota Matrix is in danger. I can confirm. Kind of in danger every time I turn it on at this point. A lot of lights flashing on the dashboard.
You know, that's probably not a great sign.
You know? I don't. No. I'm a little worried, but it's all right.
As long as it gets you place to place.
Oh, it does. It does.
That's all that matters.
Sometimes it likes to play its own music to the tune of bumps and different turbulent factors, but I got here safely. Knock on wood. In the 65th minute here from George Finnie Stadium. One apiece between Niagara and Cleveland SC. Berea takes Koa to the ground. No call. Jurkovic has plenty of room to advance this ball. The young Argentinian. Sandahl, beautiful lifted ball, but Musaba called her offside before he could make any magic happen. The second or third time we've seen Musaba break that last line of defense a touch too early.
Yeah, he's just losing track of the positioning, where he's at on the field. He needs to stay a little bit farther up. I know he wants to use that speed and run, but you've got to be able to, you can secure the ball first.
Musaba to his fellow winger Nishida. He'll play it back for O'Neal Mitchell. A nifty turn, and he'll play it back for Norman Dew. Berea, another guy who's played every minute this season along with Jurkovic. Well over 330 minutes on the season for both of those young men, who Coach Joe described as just good guys. I asked him, what's it mean on the field to have these guys play all these minutes? And he said, they're just good guys. Like, they're leaders, they're gritty, he said. And they're just guys you want out there the entire game. And it's hard to take them off when they're playing the way they are. Nishida, nifty step over into the box, low ball. Clipped by a defender still in a dangerous area. And Amore Clark ends up on the end of it. A lot of room for Berea. He's going to have a chance at it, and Provenzano slides on the ball and protects it. Berea, maybe an ill-advised shot from about 40 yards out. Thought that might have been his moment. Instead, it is a fifth save for Carson Provenzano.
There was a much better chance on that short cross by Nishida. He had that burst of speed to get around the corner. There were a couple SC players there. It just seemed like they were watching and not making a move towards the ball.
We'll have a third sub for the hosts. Gabe Gotting. His day is finished. He'll join Nanchoff and Piazza on the bench. I believe that's John Hollis coming in. We'll have to see a number. Possibly a PA announcement. It's the young man wearing number 14. I don't believe that's Hollis. That might be Oliver Spinks, the fellow Englishman. Nonetheless, he comes on in hopes of delivering the strike that Cleveland SC is looking for. Excuse me, it's actually Bernardo Di Baraldini in the game, according to our public address announcer. Naguki for Jurkovic. He'll opt for a cross into the box, and the center back Kuji heads it out for a corner.
Yeah, we haven't seen them really take advantage of the corners yet today. There hasn't been a great opportunity to come from one yet. See if they can get one here.
Naguki crossed it in over everybody. Musaba, left side of the box, left-footed cross off the heel of Koa. Long shot, Provenzano off the bar. Carmignani taps it in right in front. The Australian will never get an easier goal in his life. But it's a crucial one for the orange and black. In the 70th minute, Cleveland SC takes their long-awaited lead, 2-1.
That was perfectly placed off the post. I mean, you said it perfectly. Carmignani's never going to have an easier one. All he had to do was just tap it in. He was in the perfect spot, the right place, the right time.
It's Carmignani's first of the season. I'm not sure who struck that ball that hit the post, but I hope they're credited with some type of assist, although I don't think that's how that works. But it was Almost as if he tried to put it right in the lap of Davide Carmignani, who's got his first of the season.
Be an assist in spirit and heart.
So Cleveland SC playing with a lead for the first time today, 2-1. Here in the 71st minute. Nifty touch by No, but Naguki Johnny on the spot. Mitchell plays for Norman Dew.
You know, Eli, I think back in the lead calls for another dad joke.
I agree.
Do you know why you can't play soccer with pigs?
Why can't you play soccer with pigs?
Yeah, why can't you?
We're doing another animal one? I don't know if I like this one. I didn't get the last one.
I think you'll get this one.
Why can't you play soccer with pigs?
They hog the ball.
Oh. Yes, they do. I've never seen a pig play soccer, but if they did, I'd
well,
imagine.
that's why you have it.
Exactly. You know, you're proving my point. Wait, you're not. Not how that works. Clark towards the middle. Niagara looking for a quick response. O'Neal Mitchell does not like that idea. Try to figure out who it was that whipped that ball in that hit the post for the Carmignani goal. I think it might have been O'Neal Mitchell. Well, I can't confirm it. It's a little tough to see from this angle. It was a beautiful shot. Hit the bar, and then Carmignani was right there for the tap-in. I believe that's actually Oliver Spinks in midfield rather than Di Beraldini. I've heard a couple of people yell Ollie when he gets on the ball. Julian Jurkovic. Back to this mystery midfielder. It's not a mystery. Noah Sandahl on that ball with some nifty move to progress. Nishida plays one, gets it back to Sandahl. Provenzano with a late stab of the leg to keep it out of the goal. Sandahl, I thought he was going to go for a low cross across the box, and I think Provenzano did too. And I'd have a last-ditch effort to keep it out of his net. Musaba on an island, gives to Carmignani. Here is Carmignani, the most recent goal scorer. Nice move to get to the edge of the box. One more touch. Cross back for Fay, who is leaning back, and that's never a recipe for success as he blazes it over the goal.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was really ready to receive that pass. Like you said, leaning back, he wasn't in the position to get a good foot on it, and it just soared up high.
The kind of fundamental cue for a shot in soccer is chest over the ball, is what they teach from a young age, and Fay unfortunately was on his back heels. 74th minute of this game. We'll have a sub for Niagara. Not entirely sure who came off, but I believe that is Fet Win, number 14, who checks in. Off the right boot of Spinks and out for a throw. Spinks scrapping with the captain, Juan Cordona. Sandahl sees an opening. Plays it through. Musaba onside.
Nice move.
He goes down. That's a rough challenge. I think that might be a straight red card. It is. Noah Sandahl with a great through ball. Musaba taken out from behind, a clear denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. And that is the end of Harry Kirk's night.
Yeah, that's a dangerous play. Taken out from behind. Musaba really ate that one. Team is all up. Just making sure he's all right. Checking on him.
It's the definition. It took one for the team. Still limping. He got crushed.
Put your body on the line. There's a man up for Cleveland SC to check in. Could potentially be for Musaba after that contact.
He picked up a knock earlier that saw him sit out a couple of minutes.
Might just want to keep him fresh and ready for the next game. Not risk anything in the final 15 plus extra change.
So Niagara will have a roughly 15 minutes with 10 men to try to find an equalizer. And instead, for the first time this season, Julian Jurkovic will head to the bench. He has played 90 minutes in the first 3 games and the first 76 of this game. And it's got to be an odd feeling headed to the bench for Jurkovic.
Yeah, it's not one he's used to. He's getting a lot of big hugs and handshakes over there by the coaching staff as he's walking down there. This is a well-deserved rest for Jurkovic. You play all these minutes for the team. You're one of the heart and souls out there, one of the leaders. You deserve a little break.
So a free kick about 30 yards out. We'll see if they try to direct it right at goal or use the bodies they have at the edge of the box. Whistle's blown. A crucial moment in this one. Right into the wall. And Abdou Faye is going to want that one back.
Yeah, probably not the best strategy there. You didn't really have to go straight for the goal. You have the luxury of the lead and the clock on your side. I wouldn't have hated a little bit more of a patient approach.
Here in the 77th minute, Niagara down to 10 men after the Harry Kirk red card, picked up 2 minutes ago. Normandy forward. Faye gets a chest on it, fighting with Chu. Carmignani still with legs this late into the game. He's played all 78 minutes. So is Hakeem Musaba on the edge of the box. Gets his foot behind one, right into a defender. And the ball is eventually cleared back all the way to, I believe, Bernardo Di Baldini, who is in it right back. The first new right back we've seen this season for Cleveland SC. After Jurkovic's Ironman streak comes to an end. Rodrigo Banderia still out there. He's played every second this season for Cleveland SC. He's got the ball now. And he will dish to his fellow center back, O'Neal Mitchell. Mitchell risky pass. Sandal, who's really come alive in the second half, doing well to hold off a defender. Nishida pops into the air to himself. Nifty move by Nishida. Through ball forward. Musaba can't catch up to it before Provenzano pops it into the sky for Clark.
Good Carmignani just battling out there. Boxing out for that position.
And he's going to get rewarded. A foul called on Clark. The 6'1 Australian battling against the much smaller Amore Clark. And his efforts are rewarded, as we're going to see another move here. Interesting one. Andre Clark will come in. That's not the interesting part. It's that Liam Felice, who came into this game in the 30th minute, is going to sub out. So not often you see a non-starter get subbed out of the game, but that is the role Felice will play in this evening's contest as we hit the 80th minute. 10 to go. So both of the Clarks in the game for Niagara, along with Fet Win as the subs. Mitchell will decide the conservative route and let Alex Normandeau decide what he wants to do with the rock. Good ball forward. Carmignani racing after it. Left-footed strike across the goal. And out for a goal kick. Another good opportunity for Davide Carmignani, who's really been a driving force, still somehow going box to box in the 81st minute of this game.
Eli, do you know the best place to purchase new uniforms for your soccer team?
Where?
New Jersey.
Oh. I saw that one coming. I was on to you on that one.
He knew it. There's no way you're going to know the next one.
If you gave me about 45 seconds, I would have got that one. Fay, past Walcott. Lays it off DiBerardini, the right back. Working on 3 Niagara defenders. Ball into the middle. Naguki with a chance, and he rifles it home. The captain, Alec Naguki, makes it 3-1 Cleveland SC. And he wanted to put a hole in the nylon.
Where you finally see the Niagara defense break. Cleveland SC, out of that halftime break, really made some great adjustments. They've been on the attack almost the entire second half to this point. Not sure Normandeau's had to do much work in the last 20 minutes at all. He's just been chilling down there while the Cleveland SC offense has been pummeling Niagara. Just another great shot, great score. Naguki getting involved. It's great to see the captain not only having that leadership role in
Fay,
spirit, but the leadership role as far as getting a goal.
Lays it off
helping the team
DiBerardini,
extend the lead.
the right back. Working on 3 Niagara defenders. Alec Ball into the Naguki
Oh,
middle.
given
Naguki
way
with a
too
chance,
much room.
and he in time for a guy of his caliber. Shout out to our production team for the replay of that goal. It was a great shot by our cameraman down on the sideline too. Great replay capability we have here at Cleveland SC. Shout out to Spencer Mills,
The whole squad.
one of the men behind the operation. He's fired up in the production room right now. Shout out to our whole team that makes this show roll. Battle for the ball inside the box and a foul called on, I believe, a new sub. Number 17. I'm not sure who that is number-wise. This game presented in partnership with Dad Stand Up Cleveland. And they've given the dads a show in this second half. 3-1 Cleveland SC after a cloudy first half that saw Niagara score the first goal. But it's been 3 unanswered for the home side.
And there's been some fun opportunities today at Finnie Stadium thanks to Dad Stand Up Clean. There was some goal kicking out there at halftime with the dads and their children. There was an opportunity to win a free signed jersey as well.
The dads are not going to be pleased with that shot. That left-footed effort by Carmignani just outside the 6-yard box goes over the crossbar. And Carmignani has a goal today on a similar kind of play build-up. But that one he wasn't able to cash in and add one more in the 85th minute.
You know what the dads will like, though?
Dad jokes?
Another joke, Eli. What kind of tea do soccer players like to drink?
Give me a second.
I'll get all the time in the world.
Penalty.
You got me.
Oh,
on
I
this
got
one.
it.
You got me on this one.
I didn't know I'd had that, actually.
It's good thinking.
Kind of proud of myself. So the 10-men Niagara team down 3-1 now with 5 to go. Here in the 85th minute. It's been one to forget for the 1812, who have not won since May 4th when they took down Rochester. And then it was 3 consecutive losses by a combined 11-1, 2 to Erie Commodores and 1 to Ambassadors FC. And if this score stands, it continues this rough stretch of play they've been having, especially on the defensive end. There's 3 or more goals in 4 straight games. Provenzano fouled by Fay, and Fay will be shown his second yellow card of the season. Abdu Fay, the striker, with a little too heavy of a pressure on Provenzano as he hit the deck.
Yeah, and there's really no need for that at this point in the match. You have a 2-goal lead. There's only 4 minutes left in a regulation time. You don't need to be too overly aggressive.
In the 86th minute from George Finnie Stadium, 3-1 Cleveland SC as they look to remain unbeaten and near the top of the table in the NPSL Great Lakes Division. Good ball forward. Fay's going to have a chance to add a 4th. One-on-one with defending help coming. Makes a move to the right. Abdu Fay, what a save. Karsten Provenzano with an excellent save, and he is down.
It's like it went right off of his face to save it.
As Provenzano lays on the ground in his own box. Wore that one right off the face. Obvious little shaken up. What a chance for Abdu Fay to tally his second of the year. I do not believe Niagara has a backup goalkeeper with them on the trip, so they're going to have to hope Provenzano's okay. I also don't think they have any more subs left.
That is true. They do not have any more subs.
So I'm not sure what the plan is if Provenzano can't carry on. Obviously, we hope he can finish out the rest of this game for his sake. Niagara also already playing with 10 men after the Harry Kirk red card in the 75th minute. Took down Hakeem Musaba, denied him of a goal-scoring opportunity. As Provenzano remains down, being checked out by the trainer. 3 goals for Cleveland SC, scored by, as I mentioned, Musaba with the first one in the 39th minute. And then David Carmignani with a tap-in off of the post on a long shot by O'Neal Mitchell. And then it was Alec Naguki's thunderbolt from inside the box to make it 3 as Provenzano is on his feet. Good sign for him. He's had quite the game. He's faced 10 shots on goal, made 7 saves. Just the 3 that got past him that'll keep him up at night.
Yeah, it's been a lot of action. I mean, he's had to do a lot, move a lot. He's made some good saves. There's been just some really good chances by Cleveland SC. Of course, the one that went off the post right to Carmignani, there's absolutely nothing that you can do about that one. He's not going to be kept up too much by that. But he's had a lot of work. Of course, he's not happy about letting up any goals. But he can't be too upset at his day either, especially when they're playing down a man right now as well.
It's unfortunate the first goal he let in to Musaba straight through the legs. One he wants to forget. Like you said, the other 2, the Naguki Thunderbolt and the Carmignani tap-in, not much he could do about them. There is Davide Carmignani still working hard as we are seconds away from the 90th minute. Taking on 2 defenders, just running people over like it's a game of AFL.
Just barreling his way through. No one's going to stop him.
I wonder if he is a fan of the Brisbane Lions, his home AFL club.
Sure, that's a fun fact that we could probably figure out at some point.
Yeah, you can ask him. Ball into the box, sent away by Massaro. As we've hit the 90th minute from George Finnie Stadium.
You know, Eli, let's celebrate the 90th minute with the only way we know how today. Our final dad joke of the night. What do you call a soccer team that doesn't know how to read? Or is just learning to know how to read?
I don't know this one.
A, B, C, D, E, F, C.
Oh, football club. There you go.
So thanks for the clarification.
Of course. I had to put it together in my own mind, too. Clark dishes it out wide. Nope shot off the legs of DiBerardini. And it looks like Spinks will run one last time. Abdou Faye on the right side. He's got support coming behind. Chops to the middle. Spinks takes the touch, lays it off. The cherry on top. Oh, what a save by Provenzano. Naguki not pleased with himself. That would have been the icing on the cake of a dominant second half, but they'll have another chance. Nishida tripped up. Ball was won cleanly. Faye again. Shot on goal. Knuckles past Joey Dramasic.
I saw him get a little bit startled looking through his camera. You look up and see a ball hurtling right towards you. It's all right, Joey. They're not aiming for you. Not yet, at least.
Nishida commits a foul. As we are 2 minutes into stoppage time here at Baldwin Wallace. 3-1 Cleveland SC over Niagara, 18-12. Massaro, one last kick into the Berea sky. Off the head of O'Neal Mitchell. Brought down for Spinks. One back by Niagara. Advantage played. Shug is blocked. Naguki. Out wide. Here comes Cleveland SC. One last try. And no one home on that errant pass on the far side. And a yellow card issued to the bench of Niagara, 18-12. Just one more. The pocket was feeling a little too full for our referee. I'm not sure what was said or wasn't said. DiBerardini back to Mitchell. A couple substitutes sharing the ball. Banderia, who is seconds away from completing his fourth straight full game shift for Coach Jovanovski. He's got to be pleased with his efforts today. Mitchell back to Norman Dew. Has been quiet in the second half. Made a couple good saves in the first. As the orange and black back line really just trying to waste as much time as they possibly can. DiBerardini on the near side touchline plays it forward. Maybe one last chance for DiBerardini. Messes up his footing in the box. A lob attempt off the goal post for a goal kick. As we are in the fourth minute of stoppage time. Man, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, just try to go for like a slow floater over the head. Provenzano.
Maybe another chance. Spinks. Naguki. Faye runs onto it. Right-footed strike. Off the posted in. No, offside is the call from the linesman. Faye robbed of one last moment.
That was a missile into the net, too.
Despite the 3-1 lead, Coach Jovanovski with his hands raised to the heavens.
Any extra goals you can get, any extra chances, You're going to take them no matter what the score is.
As we've reached the 5th minute of stoppage time, really letting this one play on is our referee. Node going the wrong way. Has to relegate the pass to Provenzano. And that'll do it. Cleveland SC unbeaten in 4 games
over the head.
as they return home
Zano.
and pick up a gritty 3-1 win
chance.
over Niagara,
Spinks.
18-12
Nookie.
here under the floodlights of George Finnie Stadium. Fay runs onto it, right-footed strike.
You've got to be feeling really good. You survived your road trip. You made it back home. You came away with a nice 2-goal win over a team that has played some tough competition and beat the team that you drew with. After a little bit of a shaky first half, they really turned it on in the second, and that was the Cleveland SC team that we're used to seeing in the second half.
4 New York foes, 4 points earned. As they sit at the top of the table, does Cleveland SC. After a dominant win, they protect home turf yet again. The second 3-goal performance that they have put on for the fans at George Finnie Stadium. And it was a shaky first half, but the second half was pure magic for the boys from Northeast Ohio. Cleveland SC will be back in action on Wednesday here at George Finnie Stadium. A midweek scrap for the Orange and Black. That one will be live here on our YouTube channel as usual against Ambassadors FC. That'll be a good one. Ambassadors sit at the top of the table tied with Erie Commodores at the moment. That'll be a game for Ohio bragging rights and possibly standings bragging rights as well.
Yeah, 2 of the Titans clashing, and that might be the most important game of the season for Cleveland SC, getting them at home at this midpoint. Of course, Coach Jovanovski's going to get his team ready for that game. A little celebration after this win, but then you need to lock back in, hit your practices, hit your film rooms, and get ready to play Ambassadors.
Another game where no repeat goal scorers, too, for Cleveland SC. Hakeem Musaba with the first in the 39th minute. Davide Carmignani, in the 70th to take the lead, and then the cherry on top, Alec Naguki rifled one into the back of the net for Cleveland SC. And as I said, 4 unbeaten, 4 games, 4 results for Cleveland SC, 3 wins and a draw. And with a team with all these different backgrounds and origins, it's nice how quickly they've gelled and how quickly they've proven to be a top threat in this league.
Yeah, and they just have so much leadership. They all buy into the system here that they're establishing in Cleveland SC. There's a ton of leaders, experienced players. They take those roles, and they really take them to heart.
That's all we've got up here in the booth. I'm Eli Maestro, joined alongside Justin Dedrick. And we say, have a good night after another successful Cleveland SC victory.